We're going to dive right in because we are a little bit behind time. So good news, you get to lie down on your back after all that work. And we're just going to start with some hip circles to get those hip joints. You're already nice and warm, but all right, guys, so just lay down onto your elbows as a support. Legs are extended out in front. I'm going to bend one knee, and then just for 30 seconds, I'm going to draw circles with my big toe all the way up as far as I can, dropping that leg out to the floor and circling back around. All right, so 30 seconds, off you go. Lovely. If you can just imagine that femur in your hip socket joint making as big a circle as it can. Aoife, okay, and your hair is fab. Oh, I thought you shot it. It would be really nice if in a little bob. All right, guys. 3, 2, 1, and I just want you to reverse that circle. So draw a big circle in the opposite direction. So coming out to the side, up and over to the top, and then down the center line. Lovely. This should feel really nice on the hips. And I want you doing a little bit of active pulling here. So pull that leg as close to you as possible, as close to your tummy and your chest as possible. 3, 2, 1. We're going to change legs. And we're going 30 seconds on the opposite side. You might get some hip pops or cracks here, that's okay. Try and take that breath down. I know you guys are probably all out of breath. Lovely, guys, and swap direction for me for 30 seconds. You'll certainly feel this in the lower core a little bit as well.
I'm dying.
Are you dying, Philly?
I don't know what's going on with my abs. It's after the sit-ups.
That was during the week, wasn't it?
Yeah, nice little head.
Just shows you can accomplish it at home as well, guys. And rest for me. So I'm going to bring you to a standing position now. And you're just going to come into a wide straddle for me. Placing the hands on the hips. And I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades back so you have a nice flat back. I'll show you from the side. And we're just going to go for 30 seconds, good mornings. So pushing our hips back, bringing our shoulders down to parallel with the floor. And I want you to really think about pushing those hips back. You get a nice stretch in the hamstrings, and you can see my back is nice and flat at the bottom. So we're moving, guys. We got 20 more seconds here. Very nice. Lovely. Keep going for 5 seconds. And stay where you are, guys. I'm just going to get you, your toes might be turned out a little bit. And we're going to go for a wide squat here. If you need to bring the feet in slightly, that's okay. But I do want you in a wider than your usual squat stance. I'm going to drive my knees out over my big toe, bringing my hips down to parallel if I can, and back up again. As I lower those hips, I want to imagine drawing my knees as wide as possible out towards my baby toe. So you should feel that nice stretch right in here in the adductors on your inner thigh. Lovely. So 20 more seconds, guys. Drawing those knees out and apart as much as you can. Making sure those knees are staying outside your big toe, not dropping in. And relax, guys. So we're going to stay in this position and we're going to work into our side squats and maybe take it down into a Cossack. So I'm going to drop down. Maybe I just get to here. That's totally fine. Back up and on the other side. The same idea with the knee. drawing it out towards your baby toe. If you can get all the way down to your Cossack, even better. So off we go.
Is that the puppies, Jane?
Huh?
Is that the puppies?
I don't know who, someone's meant to be minding them. What are you doing, buddy?
Oh my God.
He's going for a walk.
Oh my God. Let's not do class. Come on.
Yeah.
No.
Who's minding the puppies? Come on, out you get. Louis, come here. Oh. It's very hard with two. You get one under control and then the other one is in your hair. All right, guys, and relax for me. So we're going to come down onto our mats into a seated position again. That's our little warm-up over. And I did mention, actually, no, we don't need it just yet, about lifting our hips. So we're going to come into a 90-90 position. So that means we have a 90-degree angle in both our knees, and then a 90-degree angle between our two legs as well. So like an L shape. If you make an L with your hands, your knees should just be under that. Lovely, guys. Take your hands behind your hips and just prop yourself up nice and tall onto your sit bones. Activate your back so you have a nice, tall, flat back. And from here, I'm going to drop both knees to my left side, making sure that the leg that's fallen inwards, that knee is on the floor. As you look down now, guys, you should see a 90-degree bend in each knee and a nice rectangle shape in between your legs. Lovely, guys. Coming back to center and rotating over to the other side. And we're just going to rotate here side to side for 30 seconds. Off we go. Your butt cheek will want to lift, but I want you to imagine keeping both butt cheeks down on the floor. So as that knee drops inwards, we're leaning into that, trying to press the butt cheek down. It won't necessarily make contact with the floor, but that's okay. Very nice, guys. And the last one, we're going to hold it here. It doesn't matter which side because we'll do both. So from here, guys, if possible, I want you to do this with your hands off the floor. If you need to place them for a bit of support, you can. So with this leg that's fallen inwards, I'm going to lift that knee and pull it as wide as I can, getting a nice stretch into that hip as I externally rotate it and bring it back to the floor again. So lift and pull it as wide as you can and back down. The front leg, guys, is just remaining where it is. So we're going to go 30 seconds. Off we go. Lovely. So here's like my end position, but then I'm going to actively pull it that extra inch at the top. Lovely, guys. 5 more seconds here. Get 1 more rep. Lovely. So I'll rotate over to the opposite side again. Just check in with your 90-90 position. Hands up if you can, and we're lifting that back leg as wide as you can, externally rotating that hip and gently bringing the knee back to the floor. Another 30 seconds on this side. So big effort, guys. When it gets to the top, just see if you got any little more rotation. You'll really feel activity on the inner side of your thigh there as you open it as wide as possible. Really nice, guys. Last 5 seconds. And again, you can place your hands down if you need. It'll lessen the intensity a little bit. Okie doke. So bring it back to our other side again. Check your good position, guys. 90-degree bend in both knees. And this time, focusing on the back foot again. I'm going to do a small heel lift. So this back leg is going to lift maybe 1 to 2 inches off the floor. And we're trying to internally rotate that hip. Okay, so it won't come very far, and that's absolutely fine. You can place your hands down here, guys. Just try to minimize the movement in the rest of the body and just feel it in that hip and heel. So we're already in our 30 seconds. We've got 20 to go. You can see it's a very small movement here, and I'm trying not to involve my upper body. You might find a little pinch or cramping in the hip. Lovely, guys. We're going to hold that heel up for 10 seconds. 9. Even if it's not off the ground, just imagine pulling it off the ground. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right, dropping over to our opposite side. And the very same thing here. You might find a difference in your different sides here. One might be more flexible than the other. So off we go, guys. I find it a lot harder on this side to get that hip up. And you see I kind of drop forward just to get it up. But even if the heel doesn't lift off the floor, you're still activating that internal rotation. Really nice, guys. Okay, 5 seconds, and then we're going to hold it up for 10, starting now. Lovely to just keep pulling that heel off the floor. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and release. Very nice, guys. Just do a couple of side to sides here for me. It should feel a little bit looser. And we're going to bring it into a pigeon stretch after this. Just make sure you guys can see me. So as you do side to side, guys, I'm just going to demo. So we're going to come to that same position, 90-90, which will be a little less intense for our pigeon stretch. If you want, guys, you can pop something under your hips here to give you a little bit more range, just to sit those hips up on something. So a yoga block is ideal. I don't have one here at home, so I'm just on a cushion. You could sit up on a foam roller if that's comfortable. So from here, I'm going to rotate my upper body. So my hips and shoulders are facing that leg that's in front. And I'm going to drop my chest down onto my mid-shin. I should feel a nice stretch into the outer hip here. Lovely, guys. I'll get everyone into that position. And we're going to hold for 60 seconds, but we're going to do some active stretching in this 60 seconds. All right, so time is on. If this is challenging enough for you guys, you can just hold here for 60. Bring your attention to your shoulders, guys. If you've noticed that one shoulder is higher than the other, I want you just to draw that shoulder down. That's going to pull you a little bit deeper into that stretch. So when I say go, guys, I want you to imagine pressing your heel down and forward. So that's going to activate that front leg. And then once we've held that for 10 seconds, we're going to try and drop our chest a little bit more. So here we go, pressing down through the heel and forward. You'll feel your chest lifting a little bit. Keep holding, keep that pressure down through the ankle, pushing forward into the yoga mat. And now I want you to release and pull your chest closer to the floor. Pull that chest down. Good, guys. We're going to hold here for another 30 seconds. Really draw that shoulder down if it's higher than the other one. Couple of deep breaths here. We've got 15 seconds. Very nice, guys. Looking good. So no matter where you are, if you feel a stretch in the outer hip, you're doing some good. Excellent, guys. All right, so we're going to just twist ourselves over to the other side again. Let you guys have a quick check-in with me so you can see both my knees are at 90 degrees. I have a cushion under my hip. And if this is your position today, guys, your chest is up here just at a slight angle, but you feel it in your hip, that is absolutely okay. So don't think that you have to be all the way bent over to benefit from this stretch. All right, so when you're ready, guys, we're going to drop that chest as much as you can. Keep your hands out in front for support, but just be mindful of that shoulder. So if you see me right now, my right shoulder is twisted, so it's a bit higher than my left, and I'm going to work to draw that shoulder down. So both my shoulders are parallel with the floor. Trying to get your chest flat with the floor. All right, guys, when I say go, I want you to press that front ankle down into the mat and think about driving it forwards. As you do that, you'll feel your chest kind of lift. And you'll feel lots of activity in that outer hip. So off we go, 10 seconds. Pressing down with that foot and forward. Really activating that outer hip. For 3, 2, 1. And now I want you to pull that chest down a little bit deeper. We've got 30 seconds to go here. Then let's bring our focus to our breathing. All I ask, guys, is that you stick with the stretch for the full amount of time. Even if you need to ease out a little bit, that's fine, but keep holding the stretch. 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. And just go into a couple of side to sides here again. And that should feel really nice after all that work. Lovely. All right, guys, so as you finish up that, for this one, I would like most of you guys to prop yourself up on a cushion. Maybe you want to use 2 cushions or a yoga block. And we're just going to start, guys, in our straddle position or our pancake. I want you to think about knees facing the ceiling so they're not turned inwards. Rotate your legs upwards so those knees are pointing up. From here, guys, I'm just going to get you to bring your hands frame one leg, and you're just going to gently walk the hands across to the other side and back again. And we're going to do this for 60 seconds starting now. So it doesn't matter where you are. If you're in between your knees and you still feel a stretch, that's fine. Just gently walking those hands left to right. Nice and slow, pulling those knees up to the sky. Very nice. And if you find, guys, that you're very rounded forward, just bring a little bit of awareness there. Keep that chest up. So you should be presenting your chest forward all the time, and that'll just help to keep that back a little straighter. Lovely, guys. 15 more seconds here. Lovely. All right, we can come up to an upright position next. I'm going to cross my right hand over my body to grab my left hip. And then I'm going to reach up to the ear with my opposite hand. And I'm just going to take a nice little side lean here. So I'm leaning over and I'm trying to look up to the ceiling. So I'm looking up underneath my arm, and you're going to get a nice stretch up the side of your body here. Lovely. So this is not really about getting as low as you can. Just leaning to the side, twisting and looking up to the ceiling and feeling that good stretch inside your body. And breathe. Even just a little lean sideways, guys, and you should get that stretch. Lovely. We'll bring it over to the other side. So cross that arm, reach up, lean slightly, and then turn your head, trying to twist and look up to the ceiling. Lovely, get that nice side stretch. As I said in my Facebook post earlier, this is all really good stuff if you find that you're sitting on a chair all day. So stretching out the hips, low back, core. Lovely, guys. Back to center. Just in case anyone is very flexible here and super wide, With your legs, I want you to think about 90 degrees with your legs here. So that L shape. If you're not quite there, that's okay as well. But I just don't want you super wide here. From here, guys, we're going to do a couple of good mornings. So take your hands to your fingertips to your temples. Engage that upper back. Keep it nice and flat. And gently pulse forward and back to the starting position again. So you think about coming forward and down, but lengthening through that spine. So reaching that chest forward. We're going for 30 seconds here. Active in the legs. So driving that heel down to bring yourself back up to an upright position. Good, 15 more seconds. Maybe you can lean a little bit further now. Feel that upper back working. Lovely, guys. 3, 2, 1. I want you to lean forward. You can drop the hands to the floor. And we're just going to stay here in a forward fold wherever you are for 30 seconds. Your hands can be on your fingertips. Maybe you can bring your hands flat on the mat. Maybe you can get your elbows down, wherever you're at. Just relax into that forward position. So we're going to do a little bit of that active stretching again, like we did in our pigeon. When I say go, I want you to think about, imagine that you have even a coach or somebody pressing their hands on your back, and you're going to try and push into that imaginary force while driving your heels down. So it's like you're trying to open your body, but you're not actually going anywhere. So that's just that active stretch. I'm driving my heels down, trying to press my chest or my back into an imaginary force. We'll hold that for about 20 seconds. And then we'll do the opposite. We'll try to lift our heels and pull our chest down. So I hope that makes sense. It's like we're trying to open and then we're trying to compress even more. That makes sense? Okay, guys, we should all still be in that stretch. So when I say go, which is now, go, off we go, guys. So you're trying to lift your back and drive your heels into the ground. It almost gives a release in the stretch. So just imagine you have a coach behind you with 2 hands on your back and you're trying to push into their hands and you're trying to force your heels into the ground to lift that back. 5 more seconds here. When I say reverse, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to try and lift our heels and pull our chest to the floor and go. So pull that chest down, try to lift your feet. They're not, of course, not going to lift anywhere. Keep pulling. For 10 more seconds, guys. Pull that chest down. Think about lifting the heels. 3, 2, 1. Stay where you are and just relax. Relax everything here for the last 30 seconds. And breathe. That's tough work, guys. Whew. Very nice. Try and hang out here. If you need to ease out of the stretch a little bit, you can. Got 15 more seconds. Really nice, guys. Breathe. Okay, we're going to do that one more time, just your active and passive stretch. So before we do, you can just sit up tall, give the legs a little bit of a wiggle. All right, so we're going to practice that one more time where we try to force ourselves open and then we reverse by trying to pull our chest and our legs together. All right, so here we go, guys. Just coming forward as far as you can. All right, imagine you have those coach's hands on your back. 3, 2, 1. Try to press into that imaginary force. Drive your calves and your heels into the floor. Good. Try and increase that intensity. Really try to lift the back. Push your calves and heels down. 10 more seconds. I know it's a weird one. So keep trying to opening up that back for 3, 2, 1, and reverse. You're going to pull the chest down and think about pulling your feet up off the ground. Lovely, guys. And hold 5 more seconds here. Really actively pull that chest down. 3, 2, 1. Really nice, guys. And just stay here for 10 more seconds. You can even rock it out side to side. Just relax everything in this position. Breathe. Very nice, guys. Sitting back up tall, you can just bring those legs together. Bring the soles of your feet together into a nice diamond shape with the legs. And just drop that chest down. And you feel a nice little stretch in the outer hip. You can rock side to side here. Whew. Take that pressure off your adductors. Nice deep breaths. And we're going to finish up today, guys, with a nice low back twist. So as you hold that position, guys, I'm just going to demonstrate. So I'm going to lie down flat on my back. If you have that cushion, you can place it under your head for extra comfort. I'm going to take one knee to 90 degrees with my opposite hand, draw it down and across the body, and then I'm going to look back at my opposite hand and just feel that nice stretch, twist into my spine, lower back and glute. All right, so join me here, guys. We're going to hang out for 60 seconds, focusing on our breath work. You should be able to hear your deep inhale. A nice, slow and controlled exhale. Lovely, guys. Keep holding. Ten more seconds. Very nice, guys. Just turn that stretch to the opposite side. Bring your knee up to 90 degrees. Hands are in that T shape. And use your hand to draw that knee down and across, looking backwards over to your opposite hand, and breathe. Thirty seconds. Maybe you can take a little bit of a deeper twist now. Draw that knee down to the floor, reach back with the opposite arm. Final 15 seconds. Very nice. Ease your way, guys, back out of that. You can roll up when you're ready. And bring it in.